Let's talk about Ivanka. Ivanka Trump's daddy issues continue because she has a different take on the media than he does. Take a look.
Do you think that we're the enemy of the people?
Sorry?
Do you think the media is the enemy of the people?
No, I do not.
That's not a view that's shared in your family.
Whatever happened to fair press? Whatever happened to honest reporting? They are the fake, disgusting news.
Honest, the word honest, take it out of your mouth, Donald. The man who lies, like what? Is he up to like 7 times a day now? Has the
7 to 9 times
has
a day.
the bazoos to say that the press is dishonest. And he tweeted that the enemy of the people is actually the fake news then. He's talking about the fake news. Probably to cover his behind about his daughter, right?
Look,
because the daughter basically said she thinks it's
I got to tell you, when Ivanka first came on the scene and we learned she was going to be a senior assistant to the president, that she was going to be part of the administration, I thought this is a great thing. She's going to soften up her father. Is going to be a good, positive influence on her father. But this act of I am vehemently against this and I am vehemently against that, but at the same time I stay in this complicit administration and I cash in and laugh all the way to the bank, getting patents in China and selling stuff here and selling stuff there. The act is getting a little old. Girl, if you are vehemently against family separation and it is so offensive to you, if you believe the press is not the enemy of the people, quit. You can't quit being his daughter, but you can certainly quit being part of the administration. But you can't have it both ways.
She won't. And the thing for me, after I saw that interview, she says that the family separation issue was a low point for me as well. I felt very strongly about that, and I'm very vehemently against family separation. And then the clip we saw that says, no, of course I don't believe that the media is the enemy of the people. It just shows me that she has zero influence on her father, and her position is to advise her father. So I agree with you. I mean, why is she there? She has zero influence.
And also, let's remember, it shouldn't be a was. It's not family separation was a low point.
Yeah,
family separation is a low point. There are children still separated from their parents today. You represent some of them.
What you're talking about,
well, you do represent some of those.
We represent
those
over 70 children and over 60 mothers throughout this debacle, which has no place on American soil or anywhere else in the world. And I agree with you 100%, though. I mean, where has she been on these issues? She went around the country in 2016 and she convinced a lot of people that she was going to be a voice of reason during this administration, that she was going to stick up for kids and families and women, and she's been nowhere. She's been late each and every time, and she pays lip service to it. And if she really wants to make a difference, she should have been in the White House, in the Oval Office weeks ago, telling her father to end the policy immediately and reunite these kids, and that never happened. And I think that tells us everything we really need to know about what she thinks.
Why doesn't she do it, Megan?
Well, I have a few things to say. The first thing is, they don't come from a traditional political family. And in political families, normally, much like I always compare it to being in a mafia family, like you do have influence over other people. My father has great influence over me. I wouldn't be on this show if he didn't have great influence over me. I think that I have influence over him as well. And that's some of the best parts about being in a political family. So I think part of it is that they come from business, and it's obviously very different. I'm not exactly sure what she's doing, because another thing is you stick to the narrative. The families stick together and you put out one narrative, and now he's sort of doing a little bit of damage control. I will say, when you're talking about the media being the enemy, I don't agree with that terminology, because I use the word enemy for things like ISIS, for people that are trying to inflict harm on the United States of America. But I will say, when you're talking about media coverage and liberal media bias, it's something that's real and really exists. Pew Research said in 2012, Obama had 39% positive coverage compared to Romney's 3%. So I would rather have a conversation about why Republicans don't have the same kind of fair and balanced media coverage than Democrats do, than automatically jumping to terminology like enemy.
But Megan, the Republicans have a station that's dedicated to their propaganda.
CNN.
That is not true.
CNN.
My perspective.
Listen, CNN tries to be very balanced. CNN has commentators on like me, and every time I'm on against somebody that is defending Trump. So, I mean, MSNBC, where you worked once, you might want to say
very long time ago.
Okay, but it's part of your history and something you should be. Well, you just came for CNN knowing I'm a CNNer.
I wasn't directed at you. I'm just, as usual. But I don't This is our last show. I've really enjoyed this season. This is the last show since we go on break. I am not interested in sort of redoing arguments you and I have had, Anna. We vastly look at this differently. I do think I represent a lot of Republicans in the country who think CNN, and by the way, Jake Tapper is one of the best journalists in the country. It's not all that, but CNN does have a bias among Trump supporters and Republicans, thanks to the one lady who's clapping in the room.
But you agree that
Jake
Fox
Tapper
also
is a
has a
hell of a
bias.
journalist.
Of course
Anderson
Fox
Cooper
has
is a hell
bias,
of a
but the idea-
journalist.
One at a time.
You know,
but
one
Fox
at a
is
time.
popular because it's one network.
Yeah.
I used to
But
work there as well
And
for
Fox
many
does
years.
have a bias. She admits that. I mean, Fox
yes,
does
of
have
course.
a
so
but
bias.
it's
MSNBC,
one
where you
network
work,
compared
does
to
not
the-
have a bias?
I also worked at Fox News. I worked
Right.
at both.
That one has a
okay?
bias.
And
We
now
know that.
I'm
We've
on
established
ABC.
that.
Why are you relitigating my career right now?
Why
And now
is-
I'm on ABC.
Because
I
you
worked
were
at
Bell,
many networks.
CNN, which is my
You know,
career.
before we said we're talking about
Where's the
Ivanka.
bell?
No,
Yeah,
forget
where
the
is that
bell.
bell?
We don't need the bell.
And by the way,
I like the bell.
Well, before we were talking about how Ivanka should quit. What about Sarah Huckabee Sanders? Now, she just has a job. One is the girl is his daughter, as you just pointed out. Ivanka is his actual flesh and blood, you know? But the other one, what is she doing there? Because she is on television basically lying for him every single day.
And she was given the opportunity by Jim Acosta, who is a friend of mine, who I believe is a wonderful journalist, to say unequivocally that the media is not the enemy
And
of
she
the
wouldn't
people.
say it.
And rather than do that in
Right.
front of the press corps, she then listed these alleged grievances.
Do we have
which,
that tape by
and
any
there have
chance
been
ready?
fact checks, and those grievances are really skewed. I mean, she lied even listing the grievances. Why doesn't she quit?
She doesn't
because
make
she's
that much money. I saw her salary.
She's a mouthpiece for the president, and she doesn't make the statement that Jim asked her to make because she doesn't want to face the wrath of Donald Trump. There's a message that the administration wants to continue to deliver, and that is that you can't trust the news. And the reason why they want to deliver that message is because they are worried about the facts that are reported relating to what's gone on with Donald Trump and the administration, and they want to undercut that in the minds of the American
That's right.
people.
That's
That's what this is about.
I want to bring
That's
up
it.
something that, you know, Jim Acosta is the son of a Cuban immigrant.
Yeah.
And it is in places like Cuba, it is in places like North Korea, it is in places like Venezuela where the free press is attacked.
100%.
Well, and they're taking their cues from
and I
Trump
think that's
also
why
all over
he
the world.
takes it so
I think it means something
personally.
to him.
It
I
does.
do think it's part of why it's so personal.
Dictators do not want a free press because it is a direct threat to their ability to lead and their power base.
And also, he's in a sweat right now. He's tweeting all through the night. He gets on TV. That's disgusting. He's really scared. Trump is scared.
Yeah.
Don't you think he's afraid of Mueller right now as it closes in? I really do.
Yeah.
I also
You don't think he's scared?
No, but I also just want to say one thing. I worked at MSNBC. I was a host on Fox.
Okay, we'll
There's
be
a big
right back.
difference.
We'll be right back.